everybody, I'm Tom Vessel, and welcome to the 12 Games of Christmas. The 12 Games Christmas is a series of 10 videos that we put out where we talk about various sets of games. Today we're talking about two-player games. And our video series, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, to Days of Wonder, to Liberlude, and to Repos Production. They make amazing games. You might see one or two on our lists as we go through them. So thank you to them. And thank you to you for watching. Christmas is coming. It's time to buy gifts for people. Board games is a good gift to get for other people. Or maybe you want to give people an idea of games to get for you. These are games that we think are great with two players. So let's check them out. Here we go.
Our first suggestion for a two-player game is actually going to be a really new game. This is going to be a wild venture. It's an adorable setting with these little animals that are going out on their adventure, making some different connections, but ultimately you're playing cards out in your tableau in order to have this combo-tastic kind of feel. So maybe you're going to go venturing out into the city on your turn, but every time you venture, because of this companion that you have or this building that you built, you would get an actual boon or an additional bonus action on your turn. So it's a really good combination of trying to maximize each turn with you only have two actions, and how do you get the most out of those actions. But then the end game scoring is really unique as well, as the scoring is just going to be a multiplier of your completed cards. So you want to balance taking as many actions as you can, but make sure you're also hyper-focusing on specific type of actions. So if you know somebody that likes that direct head-to-head combat, but it not feel like you are attacking each other, a wild venture is an adorable setting with appropriate gameplay for the look. So check out for them, a wild venture.
Our next game is Battle for Hoth. Now, Battle for Hoth, it takes the Empire Strikes Back, the very, beginning sequence where the Empire lands on Hoth and invades and the rebels fight back. It uses an older system called Memoir 44, a very popular game, and you have the plastic units. You have the plastic AT-ATs on the board, the little snow speeders, the Imperial snow troopers, and you're rolling dice and fighting each other. This is the game I wanted as a kid, and now it exists. It is fast. There's multiple scenarios. You can quickly set it up and play through it. And there's good strategy as you have your deck of cards and have to decide the right card to play to move the units. But at the end of the day, it's just silly fun. It brings back that childhood wonder at seeing Star Wars and you have your figures moving the board and chucking dice and attacking each other. It's a really cool looking product and a lot of fun.
Next up, it's Duel for Cardia, a very small little card game with some really interesting, clever play in which you'll be playing a card simultaneously, revealing that card, and see how you affect each other. You are trying to win a few fights, head-to-head, comparing the numbers, but that's, of course, just the absolute basic rules. The cards are going to have abilities. They're going to mess with the things they do. You are going to be turning cards' abilities off and on, switching things, messing with your opponent. There's a lot here in the box to learn, and then if you feel like you've really figured it out, you can then put that aside and get a second deck of cards that's in the game with all new abilities and play that. And once you get bored of that, you can mix and match the abilities across the two decks. So there's a lot here to like. Great look, really engaging, puzzly gameplay. Duel for Cardia is gonna be a winner.
Now, Agent Avenue is best described as a cat and mouse game. You are two different agents who are trying to catch the other one. So there's a simple circular track that you are moving forward and backwards to try to catch the other person. This is going to have that very direct head-to-head cat and mouse chase, as well as it's going to have some bluffing in it as well, as on your turn you're going to present two cards, one face up, one face down. And you're trying to tempt them, of course, to take the lesser card. So are you bluffing and the good card is actually face down? And not, is going to be better than the one face up that you're tempting them with, or vice versa. So it's a really interesting bluffing mechanism where you're trying to ultimately get the best cards to have the best sets to move your character to catch the other one. So a quick two-player game that, again, can be picked up pretty quickly, but doesn't sacrifice that direct head-to-head kind of tug-of-war mechanism. So if you know someone that likes that, check out for them, Agent Avenue.
If you know someone who loves Everdell, then Everdell Duo is going to be a slam dunk. This is going to take that popular, famous gameplay of Everdell and kind of turn it on its head a little bit. where now the action economy is going to be a big part of the game. You don't just get to keep taking actions willy-nilly when your opponent passes and is done doing things. There is this interesting back and forth, this rubber banding that really keeps you on your toes. It does not matter if you make all the resources in the world if you run out of actions with which to spend them. So I really find it interesting. It's clever, it still looks amazing and, engaging and tight and puzzly. But now, for just two people, it means that they can do some really interesting and unique things that they couldn't really do with the big version of the game. So Everdell Duo, it's a winner. It's another game in the Everdell line, sure, and there's a lot of them. But this one stands on its own 2 feet, and I certainly recommend it.
Coming up next, we have Iliad from designer Reiner Knizia. This is a 2-player abstract game. Essentially, there is a theme, but it's primarily an abstract game where you are going to be placing one of 2 tiles that you have in your hand onto a grid board. And those tiles are going to have numerical values. They may have some type of powers that are involved with them. But the idea is that you are going to be placing them one by one until either a row or a column gets completed, at which case you evaluate that row or column, or sometimes both, depending upon the placement of the tiles. And then whoever has the highest strength is going to get to choose one of 2 scoring markers that are on either side of that row or column. Very basic idea, an abstract style game, but wow, does this one have an incredible amount of strategy. It is a knife fight in a phone booth where it is really, really tight, and every move you make is so significant. It feels so significant. And so that's what you really a lot of times are looking for in a 2-player game, is that tight, tense, tug of war type of a feeling, and you get that a whole lot in Iliad.
Okay, so the next game is Leaders. Leaders is great. Leaders kind of gives me an Onitama feel, right? So, except instead of like Onitama where everything kind of moves the same, Leaders, you are drafting, leaders. And every single one plays so differently. Some can move, some can kind of negate the powers of those around them. There's one guy that feels like Scorpion to me from Mortal Kombat that can then shoot and then drag somebody towards you, or you move towards them. You have all these different abilities in these characters out there, but the whole goal remains the same. That's what makes this game so unique every time you play it, because you draft these leaders and play them out there. You can also make it to where you draft and you can also remove one. Like if there's one character that you simply hate playing against, you're like, no, you can't use him. And they say you can't use him. Every game is different on this. It all plays very quick, 10 or 15 minutes, and then you draft them back and you run it back. This is great. Check it out, Leaders.
Up next, we have Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. One of the most popular 2-player games of the last several years is Seven Wonders Duel, which was a 2-player only version of the game Seven Wonders. Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth is an iteration on that Seven Wonders Duel system, and it puts it into that fantastic world of the Lord of the Rings. It adds some nice thematic touches so that you feel like it's more than just window dressing, but it's still built around a very compelling card drafting system that really worked so well for Seven Wonders Duel. It carries over here, adds in those really nice thematic touches that you would be looking for in a Lord of the Rings style game, keeping this beautiful artwork from the artist Vincent Dutray, who has been kind of known for their art throughout this series. Just a fantastic 2-player game, one of the most popular 2-player games of recent note, Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth.
SkyTeam is back on our list for another year, and that is because it is that good. So this is a 2-player game where you're trying to work with your co-pilot without talking to be able to land a plane while avoiding all the terrible pitfalls. It also has an expansion that recently came out called Turbulence. This adds a bunch of new airports and new ways that you have to come onto them to be able to land successfully, and it adds penguins. So there you go. That is SkyTeam.
All right, Tag Team back again. That's the next one I'm going to talk about, Tag Team. Tag Team surprised me because it's a very simple auto battler where you're putting the cards, for you that don't know what an auto battler is, it's you're putting the cards in the order you want them to flip, right? So you're going to do that underneath there and you pull them out and then everyone flips their cards. Some could be attack, defense. Like if you defend and no one attacks, you kind of wasted that card. So you're kind of going to put those in the order you think they're going to attack. but also this is so different in the way every character attacks and responds. And it kind of reminds me of Smash Up in the fact that you get two characters. This is a tag team. So you're going to get two characters and hope they have a good synergy together that will allow them to work together to win that round. And again, it's quick. You just have to defeat one of their characters. This is a really, really fast game. And this is one that I love. This is part of my personal collection. And I love every expansion coming out because I'll keep adding them to it. It's small. It comes out quick. Plays quick. Goes back in the box quick. This is definitely one to check out. This is Tag Team.
One of my favorite two-player games from this year is Toy Battle. Now, this is something that we're recommending because it has a great little art aesthetic. It looks very cutesy and stuff, but underneath it is a great game that you can play head-to-head with younger players or with experienced players, and there's going to be a neat little depth as you, on your turn, either draw more tiles onto your little board here, or you play them out onto the central board, and you're trying to connect from your base all the way to the opponent's base. Or you're trying to collect enough regions, take control of different regions that collect enough stars. I like that there's two very cool different ways to try to win the game, and you can put pressure either direction, and you still have time to pivot. It's a great head-to-head game where you're trying to balance having enough resources, having enough of those tiles available for you to play, because it never feels good to spend a whole turn drawing two tiles. But when do you do it? When do you keep playing and putting the pressure on the other player? When do you hold back a little bit, see what they do, and draw up to reinforce? It looks very childish, but I promise you that there's some good depth to be had in Toy Battle, the next game on our two-player list.
Our last game today is Zenith. It is a tug-of-war style game in which players are in the future, and we got robots and humans and animids, and they're all trying to control the solar system. You are going against your opponent, fighting over control of different spots by playing cards of various colors. And so there's this constant tug of war as I have to decide how to play each card. Am I going to put it down and use its special abilities? But some cards are more expensive than others. Am I going to just get rid of cards to get money? Am I going to use cards to move up a little bit of a technological track? There's a lot of two-player head-to-head games these days, but this one is so much fun because it feels like there's 6 different tug-of-wars going on at any moment. You feel constantly like you might be losing any one of them, and then you combine some really colorful, fun artwork with this futuristic, silly theme, and it just, this constant, I play a card, you go back and forth, this back and forth options that we have. It's a very entertaining game, but still feels unique and fresh amidst a horde of these two-player games that are out there. Hey, that's it. Those are 12 games that we think are great for two players. Definitely check them out. We tried our best to find games that were available on the internet right now. That changes all the time, of course. But we tried to pick games that we think would be good ones for yours or other people's collections. Once again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Days of Wonder, Libelude, and Repos Productions. And we want to say thank you to you and a very Merry Christmas coming up soon. I'm Tom Vassell, and you're watching The Dice Tower. Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.